Hey everybody, welcome to Vlogly. It's Emelda.
And I'm Jonathan.
Sorry. Today we want to talk to you guys about our experience with our daughter Ziyan, our second daughter, who has a congenital heart disease. And we just want to share with everybody what we've experienced. We also want to reach out to other parents who might also have a baby with a congenital heart disease, or more specifically, like our daughter, she has
Tetralogy of Fallot.
Yes. And
Fallot.
yeah, TLF, however you say
Fallout 4.
That's his way of calling Tetralogy of Fallot because it's hard to pronounce.
Hard to
We just really want to find other parents that have been going through the same experience as us. We haven't found a lot of other YouTubers out there or anybody else that wants to vlog about tetralogy. We want to know what you guys also go through. So hopefully you guys can hear our story.
Our story can help you in a small way or a big way, however, whichever way. And
Vlog, I love you!
Our first daughter, Ellie, we had our first birthday party. Shortly after her first birthday party, maybe a month later, I realized I missed my period. And I went to go to the clinic and I checked. And lo and behold, I was already 12 weeks pregnant. We were very excited. We actually talked about, it was funny because we were talking about having a sibling for Ellie.
oh, okay. Well,
Yeah.
you were talking a lot about that.
Well,
Like, she needs to have a sibling as soon as possible. They have to be the same age.
no, I did not. That's a lie.
They have to be close in age. You wanted her to have a friend and like a sibling that is like close in
A
age.
best friend.
Yeah, best friend.
Yay, to siblings. Woo.
And I was okay with that.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, okay.
I didn't think it was going
happens,
to happen
it
that
happens.
quickly.
Yeah.
That's what he said.
Mm-hmm.
So we found out, and as a lot of you women know, you have to go in for your 20-week ultrasound. At that first ultrasound that I had, the technician kept saying, hey, your baby's positioned incorrectly. You need to get up, come kick your knees up to your chest, and take a walk around the building.
I couldn't go in because I had Ellie. I was walking Ellie all around, and then I had to walk both of you up and down. And then you finally went back in, and what happened?
And she goes, nope, the baby hasn't moved. It's been more than 20 minutes, going on 30, and you'll just have to come back. And I'm like, oh gosh, this must be a horrible technician. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah,
She might not know what she's doing.
And then I was like, what? What's going on? Like, do you have this right? Like, maybe you need to call somebody, which eventually you did have to call somebody because it took how long for you to finally get a call back?
Like a month later. A month later is when I got my second ultrasound after me contacting them, like he said.
At that point, we were sort of like, we weren't in denial exactly, but we were just like, everything will be fine, everything will be all right. Let's just hope and pray that it's okay. And we weren't like serious. Like, we just thought it was just like she didn't know what she was doing. You said she had like an attitude problem, and so you're like, okay, but we need to get this ultrasound the second just to make sure everything is okay. So you finally had it, and I wasn't there again. I can't remember why.
At the second ultrasound.
Yeah. I think maybe it was in the morning and I was working.
He was there at the first one, but he wasn't inside the room with me. The second one, I was by myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I went in again. A different technician said, the baby's positioned incorrectly. I can't get her to move, the baby to move in a certain way that I can see a part of her heart.
This became like a major issue throughout the pregnancy, actually. Ziyan, our baby, who wasn't yet named at that point, loved to just snuggle up against the placenta. And like to be in a specific position where it was very difficult to see the heart.
Yeah.
Which we will come back to soon. And in the next video, we will also talk about that again, about her and her womb positions.
Yes, that's a really interesting story.
Yeah.
At the end of the second ultrasound, the technician goes, "You're going to need to do a third ultrasound, and it's going to be with a specialist and a doctor."
But they still didn't know for sure, right?
Well, the technician, she let me know that I will have to see specialists because she wasn't seeing a certain anatomy of the baby's heart. That's when I started getting scared. And she gave me the part of the body that she couldn't see correctly or couldn't find that well. For the life of me, I can't remember, but I remember at that moment, and I was doing all my research on Google and thinking like, what is this? What is this? And that's when I definitely started worrying about it. So we finally get to our third ultrasound after all of this that has happened to us.
So she had 3 doctors like digging into her belly, excavating all up in her belly.
They had me upside down, inside out. Let me tell you, the baby was again in her position.
Yeah, she liked to be in the wrong position.
So they were trying to move the baby around in my tummy, and I'm like, this is so uncomfortable. I didn't ask for this, okay?
But you're really strong and resilient because, like, after that, your belly was super bruised. So you could tell, like, that they were having a hard enough time, and they were having to really get up in there to be able to see the baby's heart.
Are they gonna hurt my baby? Just to look at the, I'm like, come on, guys.
Did they hurt your baby? Because
I don't know.
You were super bruised. I wish we had like a picture to like, I don't know, maybe, I guess, maybe, but we already have our memories.
Yeah.
I guess.
Aww. Yeah. What's that?
They diagnosed us with tetralogy. I freaked out. I'm like, oh crap, like what are we gonna do? And I started crying. He's like, no, everything's gonna be fine, everything's gonna be fine. They have surgery either right after birth, or the baby can have surgery 6 to 8 months later. And then if that, then the baby would also have like another surgery once they have an adult sized heart.
At this point, we're hoping for a miracle. That this won't happen, that somehow the miracle will happen, and then her heart will be healed. Throughout the rest of the pregnancy, we were praying, and like really just every day, like praying as much as we could to like hope that she'll come out all right. We still tried to keep it easy somewhat, and
I went downhill. I was like, my life is upside down, inside out again.
at moments, but you still had like, we still like tried to do like cheer ourselves up and go out and do stuff, and it was a little bit more difficult. You'll see. I didn't want to do stuff.
That's what depression is.
One of the things that I did to try to cheer you up was I made you a CD like I used to way back in the day. A mixtape, if you will. This was an MP3 CD of like over 100 songs that are like baby focused. And part of that mix CD, I put like I got songs from all of the names of her family, from like her dad down to like her
siblings,
her down to Ellie, actually. Well, through your siblings and your nephew and then Ellie. And then after that, I put Lauryn Hill's To Zion. It's a song about her baby. And so it was just kind of random. And then I remember driving around in your car at some point, or maybe just using your car. And then that song came on, and that made me start thinking, hey, what if that's the name
Yeah.
for our baby? And I was like, I started really ruminating on it, and I was like, yeah, that's the name. And then I brought it to you, and you're like,
hell no, you ain't gonna name my baby Zion. That's a boy's name. I mean, I think Zion would be at the time I thought Zion would be a really cool name for a boy, but not for a girl.
mm-hmm. And then so we kind of fought about it, and then we had church. And at church, there were a few
Bible verses, and
that
it was about 3 Bible verses, and then each of the Bible verses had the name Zion.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, this is right after a fight, so we were going into church fighting, and he like turns to me and goes, "See?" And I'm like, ugh.
That's it.
I'm like, okay, this is obviously a sign. I'm like, okay, fine.
So like the minister's like, I helped pick the name because I said the verses.
Yeah.
Then we figured like, okay, so she wasn't completely happy with it. She's like, that's a boy's name. Like, so then she's like, can we spell it differently? And then she was like, so we'll spell it Ziyan.
You're the one who came up with that.
Okay.
He's the one who was like, no, we're going to spell it. I'm all, how are you going to spell it? I'm like, it better not be Zion because that sounds really masculine. He's like, Ziyan.
Mm-hmm. And then my logic was like, Ellie has 5 letters, and then Zion, they both have like 5 letters in their name. I don't know. And then,
that's cute.
Yeah. But then you were trying to pronounce it Ziyan.
I was like, okay, well, like, you could have Zion, but I want it Ziyan.
It's not Diane.
Ziyan, Ziyan.
It's not Diane.
He's like, no, you're butchering this name. Yeah. Leave it as is.
According to someone from California, the name Zion is of Chinese origin and means colorful. Mm-hmm. A user from India says the name means pure. This is all according to names.org. A user from Pakistan says the name Zion is of Arabic origin and means beautiful as moon. From Qatar, someone says beauty, glance, ornament. And according to someone from the United Arab Emirates, the name Zion is of Arabic origin and means beautiful. And isn't she beautiful? Going crazy.
Yes.
Rocking out.
You go. Go ahead.
No. Okay, so before everything shut down in January, before we had our baby, we were able to have a baby shower at a hotel, which sounds so foreign now after this year just being the year of COVID.
Hotel conference room, not just a hotel room.
Yeah, we bought up the hotel. You don't remember?
So please stay tuned for our next video. We're going to talk about our birthing experience. We have a really good story for you guys. We're going to talk a little bit right before COVID hit, and we'll also talk about some hard times that we went through after Zion came out.
This is part of like a 5-part series because there's a lot to this
Yeah.
whole experience. So please subscribe,
Like.
and share and help us out, as well as if you're going through something like this, then let us know. Hopefully we can help you. And we will also want to say just to everyone, help bring the world up. All right, and we don't want to make this like an hour long, I guess. So take care.
Peace out.
Bless you. Love you.